welcome back. Hello, good to see you in Hong Kong again.
Thanks, Scarlett, and it is so good to be back in Hong Kong again.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I'm curious about the Monash counselling program, and I'm wondering if you could tell me, why are people choosing Monash?
Well, as you know, Monash is a top world-class university, and the Faculty of Education at Monash University is highly regarded globally as well. And also the Master of Counselling course is taught by 100% by the Monash University lecturers, and also it is accredited by the Australian Counselling Association and also PACFA. So Scarlett, I'd be interested to know any concerns that students on placement might have.
And we have had a lot of concerns in the past. Students typically are very concerned about getting enough hours, even before they start their placement. A lot of people are also concerned about balancing their work, if they're already working full-time, keeping their family in check, making sure that they can balance the work-study routine, and then, things like that. And Nicky, I'm wondering, is there any other specific support that Monash offers to students generally?
Yeah, generally Monash has a lot of support for students doing the Master of Counselling in Hong Kong. We have an education support advisor that each student has the minute that they enrol in the course and the semester starts, and that person mentors them and supports them throughout their studies, and they're the go-to person. Plus, they've also got many supports through the library, through the IT support network. There are heaps of support, English language support, how to write an essay support. So anything that students need that facilitate their learning, Monash will provide.
Well, Nicky, that's great to know there's so much support going on. Now, I'm also wondering about what's the time commitment for the students?
Okay, so students have a commitment of 1 hour lecture that takes place on a weekday around lunchtime. And then at the moment, we've got tutorials which take place 2 hours on a Saturday. And with the lectures, they're recorded, and the students can watch the recording later if they can't attend the lecture. And the tutorials on the weekend are a little bit different because students, they're more interactive and they can ask questions, and we do role plays, and we have an opportunity to practice the content of the lecture and the skills that they learn in the practice sessions.
That's some great structure for everyone, Nicky. I'm also curious about the placement. Can you maybe elaborate a bit more on the placement structure?
Sure. Students are required to do 200 hours for their placement, for their professional experience units. And what that includes is 100 hours of client contact, and that can be face-to-face individual, it can include some online, some couples work depending of the agency. And then we've also got 100 hours of non-contact. And those hours include 75 hours of case notes, attending meetings, watching and observing the supervisor or other people doing sessions. And then we've also got 25 hours of supervision. And Scarlett, you're a supervisor. I'd love to know what happens in Hong Kong when you provide supervision to students.
Wow, great. And this is, I think, one of the most important parts of the learning is taking that time out for supervision. Not only is it required, it's one of our best growth areas because it's a time for reflection. So this is a trusted and very safe space, non-judgmental. And what we really ideally want is everyone coming in with their case conceptualization, having learned how to do it, perhaps do some case planning, and then be able to demonstrate when you've taken a decision to do something. How did you decide it would help? Being able to reflect on it afterwards.
And I think it's really important for students to be aware that supervision doesn't stop when they finish their placement, that it's an ongoing process that's really important for students to continue after the Master of Counselling program, and that they continue to get the mentoring and the support that they need when they're seeing clients.
Oh, That's so true. Professional growth
Yeah.
is part of that reflection process. The supervision process is actually in several different parts. Initially, we actually need to be working on the concrete skills and ensuring these are in place. And as we go through into later development, we can work on case studies, we can work on the flow of the sessions, and we get more into that counselling, supervision for counselling.
That's so exciting that you actually see the student grow and develop throughout the supervision experience, which must be so rewarding for you.
It is.
So Scarlett, I understand when you're supervising students, some of them are seeing clients online and others are doing face-to-face counselling. Can you share a little bit about your experience with students doing those different modes of counselling?
Yes, the students working with clients in face-to-face sessions tend to have a slightly richer experience, whereas the students who are working online are missing a lot of what we call the pragmatics. They're missing information about the body, and they might be missing information, for example, when working with someone who's not feeling well, what's happening in the room. So when we're speaking in the room with each other, we actually get a lot more information, and our same time action makes a big difference in what we can pick up on and respond to.
And the advantages of online that you've noticed?
I've noticed that sometimes we can also have a more efficient time online, because there's some people who are unable to leave their home. If they've had trauma or they've got severe anxiety, this is an enormous benefit that they can actually reach out to someone and get help they need.
And in actual fact, during the course, one of the units focuses on doing online counselling and how to do it and use technology in your practice. So it works in really well.
It does. And it's a unique set of skills. It's not quite the same set of skills that we use in the room.
Yeah.
Both are valuable. Both have their merits.
Yeah, agreed. You know, Scarlett, I know that in Australia, after students complete the course, there's a whole range of ways that they use the course. Some people actually go into counselling, either working for an organisation in any field like careers counselling, with the elderly, with youth, in schools. I mean, there's anywhere that you can use it, or they can use it in their regular workplace. Like, for example, if they work in HR or in the field, that they can apply the learning and the skills that they've picked up. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a counselling dedicated role. These are skills that can be applied to most professions. Would that be the same here in Hong Kong?
Absolutely. We've had some wonderful students coming out of the Monash program who are working in schools, working in religious centres, working in financial centres, and in HR. I think we've seen the same as well. Not completely solely counselling jobs afterwards.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And what it's important to know for students also, that I really hope to have the opportunity to meet up with students when they finish the program, because all students become alumni of Monash University, and hopefully we can meet at various events and have catch-ups, and look forward to meeting you and others, supervisors there as well. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nicky. As a Monash alumni myself, I'm very proud to be meeting with you again for this. Thank you so much for all this wonderful information, and I really hope it helps all the future Monash students.
Yes, beautiful.